bolster your bottom line? If so, we want to hear from you, and we might have you on as a guest. Send your story to info@usabusinessradio.com. That's info@usabusinessradio.com.
Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. So, one of my, big issues, my drums I keep pounding, is what are you doing when it comes to government really taking advantage of you as a business owner? There's a whole plethora of areas we cannot do anything about. It's simply beyond our control. But there are some areas that you can, I'm not being literal here, but figuratively speaking, you can fight back. You can put up a little bit of resistance. And one of them is in the area of your unemployment compensation, what you're required to pay when it comes to your unemployment. And that's not the case for everyone. But some people are literally being charged too much when it comes to that type of thing. Bob Scott, he's my expert. I bring in here pretty often to talk about this important issue. He does a phenomenal job. I want him to introduce his company and introduce a great seminar he's got coming up here shortly. Bob, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I am with Unemployment Cost Control Specialists based here in Houston, working nationally with employers, helping reduce or eliminate their unnecessary unemployment expenses.
Right. And there's plenty of them, aren't there?
There are. I would say probably just in what I come in contact with, probably more than 80% of the companies that I run into are paying more than what they should in their unemployment costs, and which is essentially their payroll taxes. Mm-hmm. And it's something that they see every quarter when they write that check to the government. And the one thing that's a difference between this tax and a lot of the other taxes that companies face is, first of all, it's a lot bigger than a lot of the other taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, and maybe most importantly, is that it's a preventable tax.
Yep.
It's based solely on the experience of an organization and their success at eliminating unnecessary unemployment costs.
And what you do is you not only try to make sure that they're not getting paid too much on the back end, but prevent hiring people on the front end that are going to be likely people that end up being on unemployment.
You're right. It is a proactive approach to reducing or eliminating unnecessary unemployment costs. It's what you do from the time a person walks in your company, fills out an application, how they're handled during that period of time that reduces your exposure to unnecessary unemployment, as well as things like EEOC claims and that kind of thing that kill you win, lose, or draw.
Isn't there this attitude? First of all, I think that one of the reasons why you were saying in the vast majority of cases out there, there's usually people being overcharged. Government does that simply because there's still this attitude that government can't make a mistake. I mean, it's government. They wouldn't make a mistake, and they certainly wouldn't try to take advantage of me. But let's face it, it's run by human beings just like every other institution out there.
You're absolutely right. And on the face of it, the premise of unemployment compensation started out, like a lot of government programs, a good idea.
Right.
It was supposed to be short-term money for people who were laid off during the Great Depression.
Yep.
Short-term, small amount.
Yep.
Well, the key words there are short-term and small amount. The amount continues to go up, and the length of time that a person can collect continues to be increased. We're not in the Great Depression. Some people would tell us that we're in recovery. Yeah. Some people would have you believe we're in recovery.
Yeah, maybe.
But the amount of money that people can collect has gone up exponentially in just the last 10 years. And where it used to be during the Depression, a person could collect for maybe 15 weeks. Now they can collect over 2 years.
99 weeks, yeah, unbelievable.
And just extended again.
Again to how long?
106 weeks.
Oh, my gosh. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And so, and no wonder why there's not a whole lot of heat under a lot of people to go ahead and get a job. No wonder why a lot of people are being picky about what kind of job they get. I've met unemployed people, and it's like, yeah, I've got offers here and offers there, but it's still below what I've done before. And they sit there and they're factoring in getting X amount of money for zero amount of hours of work versus X amount of money for 2,000 hours of work during a year, and it's like a no-brainer to them at our expense.
You're right, at our expense. It's one of the three biggest expenses that employers face, are payroll taxes and employee-related expenses. So if there's something that you can do to reduce or eliminate those costs, then as a business owner, if I see something that I can do that I can help reduce my expenses so I can spend that money concentrating on my valued employees and the employees I'm trying to keep,
right,
and have incentives to keep them. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that money doesn't go towards paying people that might have left my company 3-4 years ago.
And I continue to believe that people should strive to be good stewards of whatever they have. They should be good stewards of it. And if you think that somehow government's going to be a better steward of your money than you are, I say that's pretty laughable.
Can't help but agree.
And so I think people really have a responsibility. They have a responsibility to their shareholders. They have a responsibility to their customers because that's a cost they pass on. And they got a responsibility to their families, if there's a family involved in their business, to be better stewards of it. When you look at real quickly, I know we're going to be running out of time, and you and I could go on and on. We do it every single time over the various aspects out there. You've got a big event coming up. You want people to be aware of it. Let's talk about that real quick.
Okay, I appreciate it. On March 14th, we are having conducting a seminar, actually 2 separate seminars, one morning session, one afternoon session on managing unnecessary unemployment expenses in today's economy. And it is open to the public. We have submitted the program for review by the HCRI for continuing education credits. And it is March 14th. They can go to our website for information or to register. We'd love to see people there. We hope to offer practical solutions to the expenses that companies are incurring and hopefully work with your people to help you keep those costs under control.
Yep, and I'm planning on being there, so I hope others come and join us as well because I think it's going to be a great event. Let me ask you real quickly, then, where's it going to be located? How much time do people need to have in terms of calling up and contacting, those type of things?
Okay, seats are limited for both sessions, and it is at the Norris Conference Centers, which is West Houston off of Beltway 8 and I-10. Mm-hmm. And again, it's March 14th. They can go to my website at www.uccspecialists.com.
Okay, and each session is how long?
Each session is approximately 2 hours with some introductory question and answer session, that kind of thing.
And the same topics both sessions?
Both sessions. We're just trying to get as many people as we can
in there. Some can only come in the morning, so you're trying to accommodate both. And you're working towards getting it HR-related continued education credit.
Correct. And we should know something about that within the next week or so.
Get that contact information one more time.
www.uccspecialists.com.
uccspecialists.com. And I'm telling you, that's unemployment compensation control specialist, right?
Unemployment cost control
control specialist. That's right. uccspecialists.com. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it very much.
Appreciate it.
I want to encourage people to check it out. And again, I hear people all the time out there. I give a lot of speeches in the community, meet a lot of people in business, and they're telling me that they feel like they're getting pounded when it comes to things like unemployment compensation, but they're not taking action about it. I've recommended all of them to talk to Bob. And so this is a great opportunity. Bob Scott, thanks for being with us. When we come back, much more for you right here on The Price of Business.
We want you to know that the old methods to get new clients do not work. According to recent studies, business owners are spending more time than ever building their businesses, and they have less interest than ever when it comes to dealing with salespeople. So how do you get their attention in this tough economy? A new free report details a program used to profoundly open doors. It's been used on CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, famous entrepreneurs, and even national government leaders. Simply send an email to info@usdailyreview.com.
I'm Kevin Price, host of The Price of Business, and I want to tell you a great way to keep your costs down. As you know, governments on all levels are low in revenue and are using inflated property values as a way of getting more from businesses and home owners. Because of this, I became a client of the Commercial Tax Network. You can do this too by signing up for a free evaluation at commercialtax.com or by calling my friend Adam Cedars at 281-897-1119. Tell him Kevin Price sent you.
The Price of Business is looking for your success stories. Are you an entrepreneur making it in this challenging economy? Have you developed a creative way to grow your business that you want others to know about? Have you developed smart and effective cost-cutting methods that bolster your bottom line? If so, we want to hear from you, and we might have you on as a guest. Send your story to info@usabusinessradio.com. That's info@usabusinessradio.com.
Summer is hot in Houston, and I don't want you to make the mistake I made. After months of not being used, I turned my AC on without inspection, and it wouldn't work. Fortunately, Mark Rendon and his team from DesignAirHouston.com came to the rescue. They were friendly, affordable, and fast. Call Design Air today to avoid AC problems or to solve them quickly at